Yes.
Well, according to my calculations, it's 7. I have nothing to ring. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding, ding.
There we go. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunrise Rotary. And it's good to see all of you, see your names. I see that Rachel's here. Maybe there'll be a baby soon. I don't know. We'll check in with her when that happens. Amanda, I'm going to give you co-host privileges just in case I walk off or wander off here. Okay? All right. Let's do this. Okay, so let's start with the slides. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's deja vu all over again. This is I feel like it's a year ago. But hopefully things are getting better and we're going to be out there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's first welcome any visiting Rotarians. I know we have Carly, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Carly from Food for People will be giving program later. I'm also a Rotarian with the Rotary Club of Eureka, and I currently serve, I'm assistant governor along with Howard.
Right, along with Howard, except for the reason you saw me at that meeting last night, Carly, is that Howard has stepped off and I've taken his place.
Oh, great news.
Yeah, I wasn't just going to another Rotary meeting for no good reason. So anyway, thank you, Carly. Do we have any other visiting Rotarians? I'm looking, help me out, everybody, because everyone sees a different screen. I see we have Sari here. Would you like to say hi? One of our interactors?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sari. I'm the president of Interact at Arcata High.
Welcome. Anything you want to tell us?
Well, we have President's Week next week, so we don't have too many events coming up, but we just had a lot of good beach events recently with the nice weather, which was super great. Got in some good cleanups, and we're still doing lots of bathroom mural painting with Charlie, which has been awesome.
Oh yeah, we need pictures of that. Can you get us pictures so we can see what you're doing?
Yeah, of
you
course.
can send them to Ian and we'll get him to share those at an upcoming meeting. That'd be really awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Any other visiting peoples? Any guests of Rotarians out there? Do we have any guests today? All right. Well, if anyone pops on, point them out to me, folks, in chat, and we'll make sure that we give them a shout out. All right. So first thing we're sharing a little bit is about fellowship. We had an event. Chris, are you here today? Tami here or Chris here? We tired them out with this. Anybody? Oh, we've got some more people coming in on here. Anyway, if anybody attend this and want to say anything about it. I know Craig was there, Bob was there, Dustin was there. We had a few people.
I was there. I was surprised at how much fun it was. I mean, it was really a kick talking about the meeting with all the folks who were online. Oh, and Dancing with the Stars was really good too. I mean, the halftime show.
Oh yes, Dancing with the Stars. That's right. That's right.
And I would point out that those of you who missed it did miss past President Maggie's Bengal tiger outfit. It was a hit.
Yeah, you didn't know that when you put me in that last year when you debunked me that you would ever see it again. I threatened to wear it to a meeting and I hadn't, but it turned out I was a Bengal and didn't know it. So thank you, Jess, for that fancy outfit. I'm sure you had something to do with that. Yeah, it was fun. And we'll get to what happened to some of the money in a little bit. I was very fortunate at that. I won 2 quarters. So good thing I didn't plan it or you would have thought it was rigged. But it was fun. Thank you guys who organized that, especially Chris and Tami and all the people who hosted. We've got some save the dates for you. This is the district training assembly is going to be live and in person in Ukiah, and the plans are underway for this. If you're a newer member of our club, this is a perfect opportunity to really get some good learning in. If you're unable to go to other things, this is a great opportunity and it's not too far away. So please consider going. I'm going to turn it over to District Governor Dustin to talk a little bit about the district conference if he'd like.
I always like to talk about the district conference and everything else for that matter. So yes, the 20th and 21st, get your Rockabilly gear ready because we're going to have a lot of fun. May 20th and 21st, that's a Friday and Saturday. We may have some time for coffee on Sunday morning, but the big events are going to be Friday and Saturday. So please, once you see that registration go out, hit it and sign up. For those of you who don't know, this is our big district celebration that happens once a year when we recognize clubs and presidents and things that we've done. And it's a good chance to get together and meet people from Crescent City to Petaluma to Mendocino to Lake County. So we've got a pretty decent sized district, and we're all going to do our best to be there and have fun and make it happen. So anyway, there's the plug. And I hope to see you all there. So that'll be fun. It's in our backyard this year. Years past, it's been in places like Reno and Sacramento and down in Napa and everywhere else. So since it's right here in Fortuna, it's a good chance to be able to have fun and just kind of be in our own county this year. So that's it.
Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and we really want to represent. As you might know, this year's district governor is Dustin, and he is our club member, and it'd be great to show support to him and to share how great we are as a club by showing up in form and really being there to support Dustin. So thank you, and get it on your calendars. There'll be more about that. I know we had a couple new folks jump on that I want to give a shout out to. Ava, would you like to say hello to us today?
Hi there. I'm a senior at Arcata High School. I'm coming from Interact Club. I am the membership officer.
Great. And how is membership going?
It's really amazing. We have a ton of members from the very start. We had a ton and it hasn't really dropped off. We're doing really well.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's great. What makes people, what brings people in the room and what keeps them there?
Well, if I'm telling the truth, it's the pizza that we offer. But
right.
They also love to sign up for meetings and things like this and plant pulls and beach cleanups. So I think that's what keeps them there.
Yeah, get them in with a pizza, but then keep them with the service and fun. So yeah,
exactly.
You got it. You got the magic mix there. And I see we have another guest here. Brandy, would you like to introduce your guest?
Oh, did Tracy join us this morning?
No, we've got Robin here.
Oh, that would be Sophie's, but Robin
Okay.
Jansson is joining us, and I understand she is with Robin. What is the organization you're with?
Hey, I'm a nurse with Resolution Care.
Resolution Care. Thank you very much.
And she is going through the process of becoming a member, so we should be seeing that soon. And I just want to give Robin a special shout out. I've known her for a while. She's the daughter of one of my best friends in the world, and I'm really pleased and proud of what she's been doing, and that she wants to join our club. It's going to be great. She's wonderful. So I was extra surprised and happy when I saw her start showing up to our meetings. So that's great. All righty. Oh, we've got a fundraiser. Sunrise Scramble. I want to give a shout out to Rebecca and Susan and the people who have stepped up to make this happen. So anything, I think I saw you here, Rebecca. Are you prepared to say anything today about this?
Sure. So Susan's on vacation. We're going to meet next week to start planning. We'll probably have committee meetings starting in March. It sounds like there's folks on the committee who are pretty excited. So I'm glad to have a partner who knows something about golf. I know about the club and about fundraisers, but don't really know much about golf. So yeah, Susan and I are excited to take this on. So expect to hear more soon.
That is great. It's a good combo. Both of that's going to be a real strong combo going out there. And I will just say that you guys are so under par. It's going to be awesome. That's a golf joke, but anyway, let's see. Do we have a date yet, or is that still being worked out?
We do not have a final date yet. I need to talk to Susan. It's probably going to be towards the end of June, like after school gets out is going to be my guess, but not quite yet.
Okay. Try to avoid the day we're debunking Ian, just as a side note.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I want to look at all those, like, conflict dates is one of the things we need to do.
All righty. Well, I'm really happy because that keeps our budget going and keeps the money and service going out to the community. So thank you for stepping up. Let's see. Oh,
President Maggie?
Yes, sir.
I would point out that if it coincided with the debunking, it would be interesting because it would be the first time we've all had clubs in our hand when we're doing a debunking.
Yeah. That would, well, it could work. I think, we're nothing if not creative, so we'll figure it out. But yes, I'm glad it's not my turn. All right. Let's see what else. I'm trying to see what else is going on, but my slides are froze. There we go. Speaking of another party of sorts, we're planning our charter celebration. It's coming up. Does anyone on that committee want to share anything, or is it too soon?
We'll have a date pretty soon, and then we have more to share, and certainly we'd like your ideas. We do want to do it outdoors, and it's going to be a family event, and that's as far as we've gotten.
Yep. Thank you, Terry.
It's sort of limited by availability of locations. So if anyone has a great outdoor location that also has a covered space, just in case, throw it our way.
Sure. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. There's all these pesky people who want to get married, and there's a pent up marriage need or something out there. So we're competing with that, but we'll find a good spot. So this is an event we started, we got involved with last year, and we're going to try to get involved again. Rebecca, were you the one that wanted to share something about this?
Yeah, sure. So our diversity and inclusion club, we supported this last year. So what they're trying to do is make sure that young kids are seeing books that reflect all sorts of different races and things like that. So this is the Black History Month book drive. I think it's going on till the end of this month, I think maybe the beginning of March. And we're looking for club members who might want to support either by purchasing books and or donating money so that we can purchase books and help the local schools get a better diversity of books in their school. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me and we can probably send this flyer out.
Yes, and we've already started collecting money for this. Craig and I both donated some of our ill-gotten gain from the football pool. So we've got $300 donated so far toward this. And if any of you would like to participate in donating to this so that we can buy a bunch of books from us as a club, you can go ahead and Venmo that money to the club, and we will do some shopping. If you prefer to just go get some books yourself, that's great too. But I think what we did last time, isn't this correct, Romy? We put our little labels in the book saying it was from our club. Did we do that? Or is that just a weird memory I think I have?
We will this time.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, well, you know, a year ago was a long time ago. But anyway, this is a great opportunity to help our youth. And so please join in if you'd like. Yeah, alrighty. So I am letting you know about some other opportunities in the club to participate. We do need to host families still, and we're looking for a treasurer to start not this year, but the year after. I think that's what that means. So I think that's correct. I'm not seeing Sophie here waving frantically going, no, it's now. But I think this means starting in July of 2023. Also, we're going to need a sergeant of arms, again, not right this second, but soon. And we've already had some people step up to fill some roles, so thank you very much. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more from those committees moving forward, but please, if you have a little extra time in your life, feel free to jump in and learn more about Rotary from a different angle, different view. So anybody jumping up this morning? Oh, I saw people leave the room, so that's that's a sign too. Okay. What does this say? Bylaws. We're gonna clarify some things on this, and the board hasn't taken any action. We haven't brought it to the club to vote yet, so there's some things they're trying to work out, and I don't feel like having a board meeting right now because my brain's not awake enough. But we will be updating you on where we are with those things, and that's a list of your board members. So if you want to talk to any of us, you see who we are. And we did this already. I'm out of order, but it was on the slide and I wanted to. So these are the committee members. So now we know officially who stepped up, and there's room for more committee members, folks. So if anyone else wants to step into this, please do so. Oh, more board stuff. I've looked at these slides. This isn't my first time, but you know, I didn't make them, so they're much better than what I've done. Oh, we're going to start meeting in person next week, folks. It's going to be hybrid, so you can still be there from home like we've been doing. And the gist of it is, if you're supposed to be vaccinated, and we're going to be wearing our masks if we're not eating and drinking. So that's, and I think Ian will probably get a sign up out maybe, so we have a rough idea of how many people will be there for our caterer to know. The other good news from the board is that we've done a budget revision. We've added some money to the committees, and I think the way it works is we've added, God, I should know, I wrote this. I think we increased some committees by $2,000 each. So finance, World Community Services, scholarship, and community service all got $2,000 more. And vocational had extra money already, but from the unused money from the dinner that we used to do at Christmas, and so they got another 800 added to theirs. So you all have more money to spend, and if there are projects that you have in the works that could use a little more than that, let us know right away. There might be, there's possibly a little more. What we're doing is we're jumping into taking a little bit of money out of our reserves because it's there, and we know you all have projects that you want to get out. So if you have any questions about that, yes, Dick, are you raising your hand? Or are you just waving?
I'm doing both. I was one of the problems is when you go over to, or wherever you go to do chat, and then you try to press to unmute, it doesn't work. You have to click back into the real screen. That's my informative update. The other thing I just wanted to say that I'm making an assumption here, but I think it's a pretty safe assumption, that Angela's idea of the Valentine's auction last week was a big, big, big help in making this happen.
Yes. Yes, kudos for that event. We raised what, just under $2,000, thanks to Angela's efforts. And Angela, you have made yourself officially on the committee of people who are going to go out and get auction items. This is forever your role if you're here. So yep, she is. So thank you, Angela. Yes, and Dick, thank you for pointing that out. Seeing that energy and having people step up for the event in June, the golf tourney, just gives the confidence to the board that we can go ahead and dip into those reserves and know that the club is actively moving forward with filling up the gaps that we have. So thank you, everybody. Also let you know that Howard is going to step down from our secretary position at the end of this year in June, correct? And AJ is going to step up. AJ's missed going to board meetings, I guess, so he's stepping up, and it's awesome. And John, you're happy. I see that someone's jumping in too, and I'm sure Vanessa is also. Howard, thank you so much for your service. That's not an easy position to fill, so bravo. I think you're getting a standing ovation. Yes, yes. Woohoo. And thank you, AJ. You know what it's about, so thank you for stepping in anyway and offering to serve. You're going to do a great job. Let's see. Come on. Oh my gosh. Are we doing a raffle? Does anyone know? It's on the screen is here, but do we know if we're doing a raffle today?
I don't see Nick.
I don't either. And did anyone buy a ticket? All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to just pick a number between 1 and 2. No. So I think if you bought a ticket, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how we do this. I think you'll get your money back or something like that. We need to come up with a backup plan, but it will be more next month. It will be, or next week, it'll be more. So that's what I know. I think it's going to be $10 more or $20 more. I have no idea.
Maggie, I think that Nick pulls if he misses a week, he pulls all the tickets from the week before. So raffle tickets will go into a raffle drawing.
Yes. Yes. And someday we will have it. Absolutely. All righty. So the winner is, stay tuned to next week. All right. So I am going to turn this over now. Nice mask, Carly. I'm going to turn this now over to Carol to introduce our guest. Carol,
Yes.
Take it away.
I'm so pleased to introduce Carly Robbins, who I'm sure many of you know, and she's spoken with us before, but I've had the honor of working with her as a board member and on fundraising committees and capital campaign, and we are in the home stretch that has stretched out for a long ways, and Carly has continued to keep us in the positive spirits and persisting through all the interesting challenges we've had. A couple things about Carly you may not know that I found pretty interesting in her bio is Carly is a former performing arts theater manager with a BA in critical and visual studies from Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York. And she certainly does bring a variety of marketing and event planning experience to Food for People. As she mentioned earlier, she's past president of Rotary in Eureka and assistant governor for Eureka Rotary Clubs. So I can speak for myself and all the board members and staff. The staff is just amazing at Food for People, and Carly's a real important part of that whole project, and she keeps the wheels going. So thank you so much, Carly, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. Thanks, Carol. So I can talk, or I do have photos if you want to give me controls to share. Sometimes it can be nice to see what we're doing instead of just staring at my face. All right.
Yeah, give it a go. It should work now.
Okay. Does that look right? Can you see that?
Yep.
Thumbs up. Okay, great. So, excuse me. So my idea for today was to just give a general update on, oh, it paused. Hold, please. Okay. Great. So just give an update on what Food for People do, and then talk about the big thing on at least my mind and probably Carol's, which is the rebuild of our facility, which has been taking up a lot of our mental space in the last few years. So I don't think it's been too long since I talked to your club, but I'll go through what we've been up to. So when the pandemic hit and when we lost the use of our main facility, we had to change a lot of the model of how we were working. And one of the main ways we've done that is to move to entirely outdoor distributions primarily, whether that's outside of the facilities we used previously, or like you see here, doing a big pop-up distribution in a parking lot or some other area we can find. It's a model that's worked really well because we're very limited on space already, and also helped us keep COVID protocols as safe as possible, which is something we've really been trying to do to keep our staff safe, clients as well, as I'm sure everyone has noticed in the last few years. If a couple people are out at work, it can really throw things into a whole hectic new world. So keeping everyone safe has been one of our primary goals, and it's been working really well. We saw an uptick in need for services when the pandemic hit. We went from serving about 12,000 individuals every month to now 16,000. And we haven't really seen that number go down. We go through fluctuations depending on time of year, depending on what is happening legislatively, or if CalFresh benefits are delayed or changing, which has happened several times throughout the year. So, our staff takes it in stride and expands and contracts as needed. One of the other things we've really been trying to do is expand, it's not only food that people need when they come to Food for People. If you're in the spot where you need a little assistance with food, there's lots of other things that can come in handy. So we've really been trying to focus on expanding not only the foods we're offering, which we have been, but doing things like making sure we have diapers on hand for families, things like formula, baby food. You can see here, this is a big pop-up distribution we did last month at the Eureka Mall parking lot, and we were able to give out toilet paper. And I can't tell you how many people stopped in line to tell us exactly how wonderful that was and how much we're appreciative for that. So being able to expand in those small ways has been really heartwarming, but also really good for everyone that we're serving. We've expanded our programs in the last few years. One of the main ways we've done that is we actually created a position who I'm hired Robert, who you see here, and he's our emergency food response coordinator. Before that, it was kind of an all hands on deck whenever there was an emergency, be it wildfire, anything else. But in the last few years, it's become so commonplace to go from one disaster to another. We really needed someone to focus on that. So Robert has helped us from fire response to winter storm response, which was a new one for us this year. We had lots of people get snowed in regions of the county, not have, be able to get out to get more food, and also not be able to cook food because they lost power for prolonged periods of time. So we worked with our partners from Pay It Forward Humboldt to Red Cross and lots of other organizations to make food available. Made sure that we had instant hot meals available. I'm sorry if you hear my dog going off. That's one of the drawbacks of working from home. But so making sure we're able to help in all those instances, get food to the people who need them, and hopefully food that is accessible and needed. If you can't cook, those pantry staples aren't going to go very far. So having things like food you can just add a little water to and it becomes an instant hot meal became really important. So we've been expanding on that. We've also been reaching out to new partners. So in the last year, we've expanded to regular distributions in partnership with the Outta tribe for the first time ever, which is wonderful, as well as the Bear River Rancheria. And we've been working with other, amazing local groups in our area. Just recently, we partnered with the local Lao and Hmong communities on a distribution for people specifically in that community. And we've been working with our other partners like Centro del Pueblo and others to make sure that we're really meeting people where they're at and where their needs are. So those partnerships have been amazing and really helped expand what we've been able to do and the number of people we've been able to reach. I already talked about fire response. This is a photo from the most recent fire response, which feels like years ago, but was really only about 5 months ago. So working through that. As you can see here, these are all of the regions in the county that Food for People serves. We really try to make sure that our services are reaching all aspects of the county, up Oric, Orleans in the north, down to Garberville, even places like Whitethorn. So distribution in every community looks a little different. Some places don't have a full food pantry like you think of here in Eureka. In Dinsmore, we have a pantry that is on the same day every single month, and it's at a mile marker. Just come, pop up distribution, people know where to go. So even if there aren't facilities, we're making sure we have ways to reach people in those communities. Our senior programs have continued. We have a lot of amazing partners in this. We serve about 700 seniors, I think, every single month. Right here, this is, I think his name is Pat from the Healy Senior Center in Garberville, who comes and picks up food directly from us. But we also have an entire network of amazing volunteers who come to Food for People, pick up food and deliver it to homebound seniors and other individuals in the community. That's one of the key roles that Carol has been playing with Food for People for many, many years, and is so vital to make sure that we can reach everyone who might not be able to make it to us. So thank you to Carol and our entire network of senior volunteers. And as you all are, I'm sure, very aware of, our Backpacks for Kids program continues on. It's been a very vital program through the pandemic. I guess it's now endemic. I saw California is now calling it endemic. So we've been really happy that we've been able to continue that on. In the last year, we've been working on expanding some of the foods offered, getting a little more variety in there, while also trying to make sure it is a bag that kids can physically carry. We got some feedback they were getting too heavy, so we're trying to ride the balance there, make sure that we're getting food to kids that they want and need and also can carry home. And one of the things we've done in the last year or 2 years is change up how we've done our summer food programs for children. A lot of the schools stepped in when the COVID hit and started doing a lot of food services in the central areas, Eureka, Fortuna, Arcata, McKinleyville, which was amazing. So what we did was focus on the areas that were not being reached. So the more rural areas like Garberville, Southern Humboldt, out to Willow Creek, Hoopa, those regions. So what we've done is kind of pilot a program that's very similar to Backpacks for Kids, except it's a box of food that's supposed to last the whole week for the summer. And children are signed up in these regional areas and get this box weekly through the whole summer. So when they don't have access to those key programs like free lunches at schools or Backpacks for Kids, they still have access to some nutritional assistance. So that's been a really great program. We've had nothing but positive feedback on it. So it's definitely a model we are hoping to maintain into the future. And then other major updates for Food for People. As some of you may know, when our main facility became unusable, we moved into the old Eureka Chamber building down on Broadway. And the hope was that that would be our home until our new building was built. And at the time we were hoping that would be done within a year, but that has not proved to be true. The pandemic and all sorts of other factors have meant that our program, our rebuild is taking longer, which meant that we also had to find a new home for our Eureka-based food pantry. So that will be moving at the end of March. into a new location. So the Eureka Pantry is moving from Broadway to Cooper's Gulch. So wonderful that we found a temporary home for our pantry until our rebuild can be completed. It's very close to bus routes, which is wonderful. It's close to Open Door, everything in the Beret Center. So there are a lot of positive benefits to the new location. And, you know, we hope the community will come out there. It's a little bit of a shift, but really grateful to the city of Eureka for helping us find a temporary location, and for our staff and volunteers who are helping us figure out another move. So if you know anyone in the realm of the world who this might impact, please help us get the word out. We'll be moving into the new location and opening on March 29th. So that kind of leads into the major topic, which is our rebuild. So for anyone who's not familiar, February of 2022, we experienced a city sewer inundation in our main facility, which was pretty significant. Several thousand gallons of sewage water into a food bank facility is not ideal. So after that, we talked with professionals. We worked with these amazing people at New Life Services, as well as Greenway Partners, and determined that the smartest way forward would be to rebuild instead of just fixing the existing damage. The damage was so extensive, it was going to cost a lot of money to fix, and we knew that the building had its issues to begin with. So rebuild was decided to be our best move forward. So that's what we've been working through. If you've driven past our old 14th Street location in the last year or so, you will see it is no more. It is a vacant lot now. And we've been working with Greenway Partners and Pacific Builders to get to a point where we can start construction. It's been longer than we had hoped, but lots of positive things are coming out of it. We're going to be entirely changing up the footprint of the building. One thing that was really limiting in the last facility was that we had simply outgrown it. We didn't have room to expand, to add programs, to add food. The pantry, if you had ever been in it, was very cramped, hard to manage if, say, you were in a wheelchair or had kids with you. So we've really taken all of that into consideration when designing the new facility. We are going to be going much higher up. So we're taking advantage of as much vertical space as we can. So we'll be able to palletize a lot more food. We're expanding cold storage. So we'll be able to take in and offer more fresh foods. Building a nutritionally balanced diet is something we always try and stress. So this will really help in those ways. And it will include a larger on-site choice pantry where people can shop through for things in their nutritional diet. So people who might, I don't know if anyone is familiar with a choice model, but it means people can come through and based on a point system, shop for foods that fit their diet. So say if someone's diabetic or has other food needs, or simply there's food that we would be giving them that they just aren't going to use. It cuts down on food waste and it makes for a more unified experience for people coming to the food bank. So we're going to be expanding on that. This is what our building will look like when it's up. We're very excited. In addition to the cold storage added space, we're also building in capacity for disaster response. As I mentioned, it's become a bigger and bigger role in what Food for People and frankly food banks across the nation are doing. So making sure that we have the flexibility to expand, contract, and respond as needed to the disasters was a primary concern when we designed the new building. So that's about where we're at. I can thankfully say that we finally got permits from the city just last week, which is really exciting for us. We've been waiting a long time to get to this point where we can start construction. And hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have all of our subcontractors locked in after they do any revisions based off of our permitting and be able to start construction next month, which is wonderful. So we're really excited for everything this is going to offer Food for People, for the people we serve, for our partners. There are a few drawbacks. Our project has increased in cost, unfortunately, as everything in the last year. Construction prices have gone through the roof is probably the best term I can think of. From when we started building this or designing this building, our estimated costs have gone up by 45%, which is a pretty big increase. So also wonderfully, I can say we've had a really strong turnout from our community. We've already raised 5.7 million towards making this happen, which is wonderful. Next week, I'll have the actual concrete budget, but it's looking like we have maybe another 300,000 to raise to get to where we need to be to make this happen. So really, really thankful to our community, to our amazing board volunteers like Carol, who have really pushed through to make this all happen. We're very excited for when it will become a reality. And we're hoping in the next year, as we work through the rebuild and are ready to move in right before the new year, that we will also be able to raise the rest of the money needed to make this happen. So I'll leave it there and open it up for questions. I can stop sharing.
Thank you, Carly. When I hear your presentation, I always feel just feel a little more secure that we have a community that is working really hard to do what needs to be done to make sure people have food, and that Food for People, we can trust and count on you, but also that Food for People is our community food bank, and that we all play a role in this, and we all need to step up when we can and support what you do and support initiatives and policies that look at food for people, literally. So if anyone has any questions, please raise your hand so that I can see who wants to talk first. Anybody have any questions for Carly? Or comments? You do such a good job of presenting that it's somewhat challenging to think of what hasn't she told us that we want to know about.
Hopefully I didn't put anyone to sleep.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. When is the move to Cooper Gulch? That was a question that came up.
Cooper Gulch. So yeah, that is, we're going to be moving out of the current facility on March 25th and reopening at Cooper Gulch on March 29th. So at the end of this coming month.
Great. I have a question focused on older adults. What kind of needs are you seeing in addition to that have come up during the pandemic that you might need extra support or help with in that area?
That's a good question. For our senior population, we've moved. One of the biggest moves we did was mostly, we still do some drive-through distributions for specific senior populations, but we've been doing door-to-door distribution for most seniors, which was a model we had already established, but we far expanded on. And that's been one of the biggest benefits to them. And we've been doing surveys to see what foods, they like best, what foods work best. So we're cutting down on food waste because that is a pre-bagged drop situation. So there's a little less choice available in that. But, a lot of the feedback that we get is, those easy to cook protein items like eggs and cheese are always really appreciated. Also being able to expand on things like toilet paper, like those, small things that's harder to make happen are really good, especially for people who have a harder time making it out to go shopping for themselves. So those are some really important ones. We work with a lot of other organizations too with our senior programs, from Humboldt Senior Resource Center. We work very often with Maggie at Area 1, and we have a great relationship with Resolution Care as well to get food out to seniors. So yeah, it's a really good partnership. And I think, they appreciate any expansion we can do. Maybe Carol has some insight too, since she serves seniors directly.
Yeah, I will say, in addition to bringing food, I've been driving and serving some of the same seniors for years. And seniors are challenged with being socially isolated, and the pandemic has really accentuated that. And so I know in my role, just checking in and chatting, I think is hand in hand another really important service that volunteers do for our seniors. That's really important. And so I feel good about that. And I just got to say a shout out again, the staff at Food for People are just heroic. And as many of you know, Ann Holcomb, who's been the director, we got to get this building built for her, you know, before she retires. So it's just an amazing staff that deserves our honor and support. So
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you have enough volunteers? I know when the pandemic hit, you know, people had to stay away or chose to stay away. Are you feeling like you have enough volunteers right now, or can you use more? What's the situation there?
Yeah, we definitely saw a dip early pandemic with volunteers. Understandably, a lot of our volunteer base were in, for retirees in kind of the age bracket where they were advised not to be going out. So we lost a lot of volunteers early on. We've kind of built that force back up to where we have a pretty good, steady, regular force of regular volunteers right now. But we do have lots of opportunities coming up, especially if anyone's interested in kind of like group volunteer opportunities. We have some food sorting that needs to be done. And at least as of right now, we'll be doing our big letter carrier food drive come May, which is usually a big one-day food drive event where all the letter carriers in our area, they deliver bags a couple days ahead of time, encouraging people to fill them up, and then they come pick it up a few days later and deliver it to Food for People. And that's a really big all-day events where we get lots of volunteers out to help us process all of those donations and get them all ready for distribution. So we got lots of opportunities for people if anyone's interested in volunteering.
That's great. Carol, do you think you could, when that date is confirmed, maybe bring it back to the club and we can see about getting a group of volunteers to go and do that?
I'll be sure the club is aware of that and bring that back.
That's great. Yeah, because that's a good hands-on. And I saw John talked about Gleaners. Could you tell us about the Gleaner program? I don't think a lot of people know about that. I've used it before and gotten you hundreds and hundreds of apples. So tell us about that.
Yes, so gleaning, it falls under our local food resources umbrella, which is our efforts to, access local foods and make sure they're being put to good use. So gleaning is where we go out to backyard gardeners, people with orchards or just a couple apple trees, and all of our farmers, and harvest excess produce. So anything that people say they're not going to use, we have volunteers who will go out, harvest that produce and bring it back to the food bank so that we can get it out through all of our programs. It's really strong. It's kind of the downtime right now just because it's, less harvest season in the wintertime, but come spring, summer, it's really going to ramp up. And Maggie is right. Apples are one of the biggest things we get at the food bank, which is wonderful. So if you have any excess produce in your own garden or someone else and it's gonna not get used, we always have that time, at least in my own garden, where we have far too many cucumbers to ever consume. So anything like that, you're welcome to bring to the food bank, or if you need a little extra help harvesting it, you can give us a call and we'll get our volunteers out to harvest. It's a wonderful program. It helps cut down on food waste. We have a lot of amazing local farmers here who really take advantage of it, and we get a lot of food from that program. So it is wonderful. And then also, this is almost at the tail end, but I might as well mention it. We partnered this year for the second time with Humboldt Cider Company. Sometimes we get so many apples or apples that aren't fit for distribution that we were looking for alternatives instead of just having to waste those apples, pay the fees and have all of that go to waste. So any apples that can't be used in our programs are being taken to Humboldt Cider, and they did a special run of cider called Cider for the People, and works out for them. And then we get a portion of those proceeds back. So if you're at one of the local grocery stores and you see their limited release label, pick up a can. It's pretty good. And we get a little bit of that money back.
That's great. That's great. Any other questions or comments for Carly today? All right. Well, thank you again so much for all that you folks do, and all that you do in your spare time with Rotary. Appreciate it. And in your honor and for thanks. Oh, Dustin, you have your hand up. Where did it go? Whoa, Dustin, did you have
No, I just wanted to recognize Carly not only for what she's doing for Food for People, but her tireless efforts in Rotary as well. She's a club member. She's an assistant governor. She's on the district conference planning committee, and she's got a great history with Rotary as well. So Carly, kudos to you. Glad to have you on the team, and thanks for being at the club today.
Thank you all. Thanks for having me.
You bet. You're welcome here anytime. It's always interesting and to hear what's going on at the Food for People. And in your honor, we are making a donation to the Wheelchair Foundation, and to make sure that people who need wheelchairs have access to them. And want to thank you for that. And let's see what's going on here. I'm going to come back to our slides real quick here. Oh, Ian put this in here. I have no ponderings at this point. Yeah, okay. But there's my parting attempt at haiku. So there's one. And then I did another one. And then this is the one from Ian. So you too can write a haiku. Oh my gosh. That's all I got, folks. Are there any comments or announcements for the good of the order?
Next Friday is Final Friday, and we'll be in person. Woohoo!
Woo.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Terry. That's going to be exciting. Bring your extra bidding tools, whatever those might be. Check your pennies, pull out. Oh, by the way, yes. And because we're in person, bring your change, right? AJ, we want people's change. And we're collecting that. And any other announcements, folks?
So Maggie, you're what, like 8 minutes early? I'll pay a fine of $20 next week because come on, Maggie, you know how to get this done. You didn't stretch it to the ends. It's the dash the former president, in honor of you hosting today. I'll throw $20 down next week because, really, come on.
Yeah, no.
You can do better.
No, I wanted to leave time for the club members to chit chat because sometimes we go right through this and you guys don't get to say and share anything. And so that's what it is. But I definitely agree with you that I failed miserably and I also should put money in for that. So I'll match your 20. Where are we putting it? Are we putting it into foundation or where are we putting that money?
I'll give it to Terry next week.
Okay, so Terry,
like in the in-person meeting. So foundation, right? Is that?
Yeah. And I just, in case, I'm going to do it with Venmo now because I don't carry cash anymore. So
I'm doing it in cash. I don't trust Venmo. I feel like a Luddite sometimes.
Well,
that whole Venmo thing scares the crap out of me.
I think you're right not to trust it. I figure I'm already screwed. So, what's another $20 out of my, or if they put extra zeros on it, the foundation will be very happy. Anyone else want to throw $20 at foundation for my miserable job today? Come on, guys.
I just throw $20 in for your amazing haikus, Maggie. Those were great. I'll bring $20 to Terry next week. Good job on
Okay, guys. Terry, write this down. Yes, Howard.
Point of clarification, Maggie, is it clear you're not staging a coup here and taking over the throne?
Oh, no, that's really clear.
Is it really going back to Ian?
Yes, it is. My God, yes, Howard. True is right. Howard, I think you should put in $20 for even well, one, even assuming, and two, being so relieved that it's not true. I think that's worth $20 right there.
Okay, I'll put in 20 here.
$20 for relief. Yeah. If
It was
anyone else was worried about that and really thought I was serious, you ought to put $20 in too, because yeah, no, it's why would I want that? I mean, why would you want that? Sorry, Howard, you spent that whole meeting worried about that. Oh,
I was very worried.
Dang. Well, you were probably not the only one, but you were the one that said it, and I'm thinking everyone else who was worried should also put $20 in.
I put in $20, and I just want to say I would have been worried that you'd done Ian in, except I got a text from him right before the meeting saying, "Be sure you ask Maggie to let you record." He didn't want me to forget again.
Poor Ian. Yeah. No, this is like riding a bicycle, and you get, once you've done it, you get back on the bicycle, but it doesn't mean you want to ride a bicycle every morning at 7. So don't worry, Howard. Just because I can ride a bicycle doesn't mean I want to ride a bicycle. So the people are blowing up the chat. So, so good. Okay. Yes. So remember, everybody who put those $20 in, please Venmo those to Terry. Don't forget. And because I think we'll have your names down. And if there's nothing else, is it, Rebecca, am I okay letting us go after 4 minutes early? Because normally people would chit chat after that.
You're okay, especially if I get to also then promote that Mary's still selling Girl Scout cookies. So, tis the season. It's her last year. She's trying to go to, or she is going to England and Scotland this summer. And her troop does all sorts of good in the community as well. So yeah, let us go early. I'm in my car. I'm ready to drive to work.
Yeah, you've already left the meeting in a way. Yeah, I had the made the unfortunate decision to buy 3 boxes of cookies, and I don't know why I assumed that she, I really should have had her bring one at a time, because it's like, this was not good. So I need to not order more cookies. I had this idea when I ordered them that I'd take them to my mom's house next week. I don't know what I was thinking. They are so far gone out of this world right now. So
way to support young women entrepreneurs. Good job.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah, it was good. So everybody, oh wait, did I give you his? I never gave you his. There it is. There's a real one.
Are we
Thank you, everybody. Huh?
Are we Venmoing Terry, or do we Venmo the club and say something like Maggie's
we're
time management?
You can put it, some of us are throwing it at the foundation. So you could put it toward the foundation, and that's where the money's going.
So that's Venmo Rotary.
The Rotary Foundation, not the club foundation, the other foundation. Not the club foundation. Send it to Rotary. It's Rotary Foundation. So that's to Terry Clark.
Maybe we need that particular Venmo in the chat here.
Yeah, that'd be great, Terry. If you can give us your Venmo. Oh, and if you did it the other way, it's fine. Money, we'll take your money no matter where it goes.
Yeah, and feel free to just bring, a couple 20s next Friday, or even, a couple hundreds. It is. Auction Friday. So, cash is also acceptable.
That's right. Anything that works for you works for us. So Terry's hopefully he's going to put that in the chat. Or you can, or if
I can't remember my Venmo off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's okay. So do what, if you wanted to go to the Rotary Foundation, just put that in the chat, and we will work it out. But any $20 thrown at any of those two options.
Here it is.
Here it comes, folks. And I think there's an @ before that, but in Venmo, but you guys that'll be figured out. You all should have Terry's Venmo account in your in your Venmo, just in case, because you never know when you want to send money. And that way, when we do the final Friday, boom, it's right there for you. So
It all goes to the Rotary Foundation if you do it this way, and you'll get a receipt from them to prove that. And thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday. It's
Good
8
job,
o'clock.
Maggie.
Take care. See you later. Ding.